All right, so with Michigan defeating UConn for the national championship, it's now officially transfer portal season. And before I get into the Bulldogs that are entering the portal and why, I'm going to recap the players who left last year. Now, when you win 6 games, you probably won a fresh start overall. So I'm sure most of them, or at least half of them, got the door out anyway. But there are a few that we wanted to keep, and I'll go over them right now. I'll start off with Elijah Price. You know, at Fresno State, he started off 32 games in the 24-25 season, an average of 10.5 points, 8.3 rebounds a game. Went to Nevada this offseason. He started off the year as an All-Mountain West defensive pick. He finished with, against Fresno State, 15 points, 9 rebounds, and Fresno with 10 points, 8 rebounds in Nevada. Nevada finished 24-13 in the NIT against Auburn. So I guess you can say he went out better that way. Amar Aguilar, he was kicked off the team relatively early. He just didn't fit in for a reason, so he went to Milwaukee Panthers. I think that's just their name. I think they're a team in the Midwest, Ohio. Oh, excuse me. Ohio River, Ohio Valley is one of those kind of schools, whatever it is. Based on what Jackson Moore posted on Barkboard, he started 24 games and averaged 12.6 points a game. So, okay, there it was. Alex Crawford was one of the players that he wanted to keep last year. He went 23 games last year in Robert's first year. He went to Rhode Island. He averaged 19.5 minutes a game, but was held to 5 points per game. His shooting numbers dropped significantly, especially on free throws, from 30% to 49%. I think it looks like the Rams at 16-16. He played more games in Fresno, averaged more points, more rebounds. So that's an example of going to the transfer portal backfiring on you. And I don't understand. And when you look at Rhode Island is significantly more exposure than what Fresno State's going to do, especially going into the pack. I don't think so, but that's an example where guys going to the transfer portal. A big one was Brian Amilke. He was a freestyle recruit for Fresno State. They wanted to keep him, redshirt him and keep him a secret. And Wahlberg's first year, but he played too well and he scored double figures in 9 of the last 14 games. Then he went to Wichita State. How did he do there? Well, Wichita State went 24-12. They made the NIT quarterfinals, but he himself had 0 starts, although it says he did appear for 6 games and averaged 12 points. He did significantly less than what he did in Fresno. So, another guy that left is Moisek, joined the Bulldogs as a transfer from Hawaii. He started 21 games, averaged 2.9 points a game, 1.5 rebounds. Went to Townsend and started 17 games, averaged 3 points and 2 rebounds a game. Another guy, you see Tremblay. He stayed active throughout the whole year. Started 2 games, played 16.3 minutes. At Trimble, he went 19 games, averaged 11 points, 4 assists, 42% shooting. So, I mean, basically, I can go down the list more and more. I can do the whole thing if you guys want, but it's more or less like that. I mean, one guy he played his freshman year, Robert Vola, in 2021. He's a Justin Hudson guy. Went to San Jose State, then he went to Minnesota. That's not big. Isaac Travalevis is another guy. You guys from freshman from Hudson's year. He went to Miss. And there's some other names that we just, there's some walk-ons. There were a couple guys banned. They didn't play, Weaver and Robinson. Basically, it was just a clean slate this year. I can't think of anybody here who, rest of the way where you say, oh, wow, I wish we really had them. We really didn't. Probably one of the most significant ones is JoJo Hunter. I'm sure he was a rare 4-star class out of Fresno, but he had injuries freshman year that maybe would have saved Hudson. I don't think so, the way things ended, but you never know. He got arrested twice with his gangbanging buddies, just didn't have a chance to break away from that, just wouldn't. So he's been at the junior high school level at Seminole State. And looks like he's been playing okay, but I don't know if anybody's really going to give him a chance given the type of arrest that he's had. And I mean, it would be sad to see a guy like him with a lot of that talent just because he just would not stop hanging around the wrong people. I mean, that's really what it comes to. You see a lot more in basketball than you see in football and baseball, but it is what it is. Now let me go over the guys who are in the portal from this year. So far, it looks like there's at least 8. Now, transfer portal doesn't mean they've left the team. I want to make that very clear now. A guy can announce that he's leaving the portal or he's changed his mind, he's going to come back. He has not officially left yet. But it's generally a good indicator that it's going to happen. All right? And obviously the biggest gut punch right now is Deshaun Gore. I mean, he was the breakline guy. You heard, I mean, he was by far and away the Bulldogs' best player this year. That was the guy that you wanted to build around. And before the transfer portal and IAL, you would have built around him. He was 6'6", 13.7 points per game, 40% shooting. He started 32 games with the Bulldogs. In conference, he was scoring 12, 15 points around 13 games, including 5 points of 20 plus and a 31-point performance. He's going to have large NIL numbers. I mean, that's just, he said he liked the coach. This is where I don't. I mean, look, if you like the coach and you like the system they're running, I mean, I think it's just disgusting when something like that happens. I mean, when a guy that you recruited and he shows the loyalty to you, he would have gotten some NIL here, obviously. Going to the Pac-12, I don't know if he's going to be significantly better, but this isn't like guys like a Zion Collins, who I don't think any of us are really going to miss. He entered the portal last year. He has one more and came back, so that's an example of a guy leaving. David Douglas Jr., often injured. You're probably not going to miss him very much. But him and other players that I'm going to mention, you are going to miss. You're going to miss a Wilson Jack as well. I mean, and that's another thing I don't understand. Jack, Gorey, you could see the talent. You could see why he would be tempted, and even if thinking he's making a bad decision. Jack, I didn't think played that well. He started off 42 games, but he averaged 8 points, 8 rebounds. He had 8 double-doubles, but, is he really going to get offered that much? I guess we'll find out. Jock Manny is another guy who's coming out. He's the transfer from UC Davis. He just scored 21 points again. He averaged 6 points and 20 rebounds for Fresno State. What's he going to command? What is he going to command? Who is really going to offer him that much dollars to get him in here? All right. Same thing with Gasper Kojeva. He averaged 3-point games, rebounds. He went out a bang with that 14 points before Harbaugh against Colorado State, but it's not like he's been consistent enough to say, oh, I'm going to pay big bucks for him. You know what I mean? Like Micaiah Doof, he didn't do anything. You're not going to miss him in the portal. I think there are examples of guys who the coaches asked to leave will say, we won't use you if you stay, and I'm sure he's one of them. Had another guy from Italy, Porto, he averaged 0.6 per game, 14 points. He might have been told to get out. You know what I'm saying? The only guys who haven't announced yet, let me go through from Reber, Stickman. I think Stickman will stay because he made a career-ending injury. You know what I mean? If he had not gotten hurt at Wyoming, he might have ended a portal. But then again, he's also a local guy, and playing in front of friends and families are so that NIL cannot buy. So, I don't know if you can make that hometown discount. It's works for football and baseball. Fresno Clovis has some basketball talent, but nothing where you could fill an entire roster of it like you can baseball and football, softball as well. There are options of guys who could come back. Jake Heimbriner is petitioning for another year, and then let's say he gets it, would he come back to Fresno? I don't know what on earth he's done. He's not been injured from what I can tell. Same thing with Cameron Foss. I'm not sure those two guys, what case they can have to come back other than just wanting to keep doing it because they're not pro prospects, at least in the United States. But, again, if you were to take them back, would you? If you're Wahlberg, you want any guys who be back who you've had an area in your system, so obviously you probably would, but would they come back? Will they get a better offer from the Fresno State? That's the thing when you hear about these portal announcements. Schools are not officially allowed to contact players unless they're in the portal. But here's what they do: they contact friends or agents or some of these players and say, "Oh, by the way, if you'll go in the portal, you'll get this X amount of NIL." And that's really what's going on here. And it's a shame. It's disgusting. It affects basketball more than any other sport, but it is what it is. Obviously, Fresno State will bring players in. It'll be very interesting to see what they have. You got to hope that going to the Pac-12, playing likes of Gonzaga, will get you more resources, at least be free time as much as you'll get in Mountain West. You got to hope that kind of, and the exposure you have will attract better talent and allow you to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there's any better basketball conference outside of what is called the P4 except the Big East. So if you're not going to be in one of those conferences and you're not going to be even a starter, you know what I mean? So why not just stay for another year? I like guys like Gordon. I don't get it. You know, I've given numerous examples of guys from last year who just sat on the bench. I mean, that's not really doing anything for your prospects outside of college as a player. Just sitting on the bench, that's not doing anything for you. You know, you got to play. But basketball has a very mercenary college. I mean, you have basketball academies that are transferring over around the country before college and around different nations, as opposed to baseball and football, which have very loyal cultures. They generally stay at one high school. They transfer. It's usually just once. But this is the world we live in now. And if you're a basketball fan or if you're a fan of Fresno State and you want all the sports to compete, you gotta accept it and do what you can to support every program. So that's where we are here. All right, in terms of transfer portals, I will, as of course, when we're done with the transfer portal closes, I will give you guys an update on who the Bulldogs signed, where they came from, and of course, where the other players went. We'll see if anybody of them sticks around, but as always, it's not about now who the player is. You're rooting for your school, your jersey, your region. That's just how you have to look at it, especially for a sport like basketball. But no matter what, it's always go Dogs.